Carah Faye mentioned how we didn't have to worry for her because she was okay in a song where it almost felt prophetic, and she was implying that she was gonna die, or was maybe even already dead. I remember feeling touched by this, that she had the interest to let her fans know that everything was alright for her, and we didn't have to pay too much mind to how bad she might have had it on the other side. Although I must admit that I felt a little guilty that it might have contributed to her untimely demise. She'll tell you how she loves love. What a paradox. I have to give her props, just like Carrot Top. In spite of everything, despite this battlefront, I changed in the water, inside my camel hump. I penetrated her. It wasn't sexual, but she was very dismal. Before I met this damsel, on the surface it would seem like hatred was her feelings. I painted every painting. Ain't it fucking sacred to think perhaps 100 years from now they'll excavate this? As ancient as it may become, they may find it amazing, utterly amazing. A grapevine Tinkerfaye, like children in a candy store who wanna fucking stay. She couldn't help but say something very caring. It's just I felt she'd clip my chord if I was parasailing. The prankster that she was, the joker that she's been, a girl in a fantasy, the horror of my dreams. Tabasco sauce was probably her way of indicating that if I needed Joan of Arc, she'd be the one in flaming. But in the end, I know that I'll continue on my journey, whether or not she's with me, but we don't have to worry. Tabasco sauce was probably her way of indicating that if I needed Joan of Arc, she'd be the one in flaming. But in the end, I know that I'll continue on my journey, whether or not she's with me, but we don't have to worry. Hey, down there was touching, ominous perhaps, the omen that one day she tragically was gonna pass. Maybe someone triggered her to leave it all behind. The day I was that cruel, I'm thinking Biggie Smalls was kind. For all I know it's love, maybe love will kill her. If you think about it, this statement sounds familiar. Chris Hyman, for instance, and you may loathe my theories. For every oath, I'm clearly like a toad inside a quarry. Nothing more than that. Clearly not important. I'm about as regarded as retarded orphans. All the while the sugar plum had us feeling anxious, like Butters thinking he was falling for the girl at Raisins. She had a job to do. I thought I could have more. The truth was Tinkerfaye was drinking 3 tequila floor. She didn't have the tolerance for how I would embark the day somebody out there took her music more to heart. Tabasco sauce was probably her way of indicating that if I needed Joan of Arc, she'd be the one in flaming. But in the end, I know that I'll continue on my journey, whether or not she's with me, but we don't have to worry. Tabasco sauce was probably her way of indicating that if I needed Joan of Arc, she'd be the one in flaming. But in the end, I know that I'll continue on my journey, whether or not she's with me, but we don't have to worry. It's possible the Carah Faye's making this a bigger deal than it was, but nonetheless, I wanted to let her know that I'm taking her seriously when she says, "Hey down there," as this does imply that she's ascended, and I didn't want her to think that our correspondence was done strictly out of malice. Yes, I realize that it seems like we're at war with one another, but it's to the same degree as Romeo and Juliet's family, respectively. After all the Ladiscos, after all the streamers, I hope she doesn't end up getting sandwiched by the Teamsters to think that she's symbolic. More than anything, the aspiration that an almost famous girl's a queen. The way she sang her heart out, the fact she tried so hard, like Chester Bennington, and hoped that she could lead the charge. I wonder who her enemy could actually be. I know she had it out for someone, possibly me. I tried to be a good lad, I tried to be a great lad. She saw me as a pirate, she saw me more like Sinbad. I took away her bad sins, deflecting the attention for everything that Tinkerfaye would do wrong in her sessions. Maybe there was something special going on throughout, the hopes that someone broken offered more than Brussels sprouts, something to believe in. It seemed so corny really, but this was something free, you didn't need affordability. Tabasco sauce was probably her way of indicating That if I needed Joan of Arc, she'd be the one in flaming. But in the end, I know that I'll continue on my journey, whether or not she's with me, but we don't have to worry. Tabasco sauce was probably her way of indicating that if I needed Joan of Arc, she'd be the one in flaming. But in the end, I know that I'll continue on my journey, whether or not she's with me, but we don't have to worry.